Good morning, kids. Today we're checking out a video from a channel called Mr. Bonnie John about designing Pokemon based on items. Now, I normally don't do multiples of the same kind of videos, but hey, if I can't find anything else, I'll have to do a double. So, here we go, another Pokemon vid.
Welcome in everyone, Professor Bodhi here with some new discoveries. I've teamed up with 3 colleagues in the field and discovered new Pokemon with an interesting theme.
Professor, what are your thoughts on Objectmon?
Well, Toasty, I personally enjoy Objectmon like Vanillite, Magneton, and Bronzong. I get why they're not everyone's cup of tea.
Yeah, there we go.
And while these Pokemon are more based on inanimate objects, today's video highlights brand new Fakemon that hyper-focus on designs based on...
Pokemon items.
Ooh, okay.
That's right, Toasty.
This would be
We've
interesting.
all come across Voltorbs and Amoonguss, very obviously inspired by Pokeballs. But what would other Pokemon in that train of thought look like? Let's meet today's collaborators and get our video rolling.
First, we have Umbreon Licorice.
A lifelong Pokemon fan whose videos analyze the world of Pokemon through art and video essay.
Next up,
Okay.
we've got Rupi.
A Hoopy
Rupi
Food
Art.
who makes arts
Okay.
alongside his community and known for Pokemon Amber.
And finally, the Happy Gamer Nick.
An artist who's been exploring past and future designs through streaming of your favorite starters and legendaries.
Ah,
Today's video is actually
okay.
one of 4 videos that the professor collaborated on.
So be sure to smash a like. And when you're done here, check out the description below
Looks like these guys have actually been doing a lot together. Not bad.
to find links to the remaining collab videos.
And now,
Without further delay, let's begin.
So I decided to look at a different, a really iconic pair of items, actually. So 2 different items that
Ooh,
are,
okay.
I don't think they're like related in lore, but they have very similar effects. They're basically counterparts. So the one that I started with was Luminous Moss.
I've
Okay.
never seen that before.
What?
Good, that's the reaction I was expecting.
I've actually always gone Luminous Moss, but I've never used it before.
So I'll tell you what the other item it is. The equally iconic Absorb Bulb.
Okay, I think I've heard of
Okay,
Absorb Bulb. What is wait?
Yeah.
What is the first one again?
So both of them, they're both hold items that are activated when the Pokemon is hit by a water type move. So the Luminous Moss gives you a boost to special defense, and the Absorb Bulb gives you a boost to special attack. Very related items.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, super iconic, very popular. Everyone loves to use these.
Yeah, Libris definitely didn't just make them up right now.
He didn't create illustrations just to sell this concept.
So Luminous
No,
Moss
they're
is
real.
a real thing. It is a type of moss that can grow in much dimmer caves than other moss because a cell structure that allows it to, it's basically a lens, so it allows it to focus very little light onto the chloroplasts, so it's able to do photosynthesis on very, very little light. And it glows because the light that's not used by the chloroplasts is then reflected out, and so that very little concentrated light gets reflected and seems to glow.
That's
But
what makes
another
it
name
luminous.
for Luminous Moss is Goblin's Gold. And so my mind immediately went to
Celebi. Celebi. No, Celebi. Celebi. Making him an actual little goblin guy. That's nice, actually.
Oh, I love that. And I see the 2 stems or the stalks from the item popping up there.
Yeah.
Lumini. It collects the mineral-rich water in dark caverns to grow moss that it uses as protection for its brittle body. The moss
Sorry, you probably won't be able to see like the Pokedex description of it because I am covering it. But sorry, folks.
on its body glows because it was raised on mineral water enriched by a special kind of clay. Now, if you're a smart Pokemon fan, you know that's a reference to yet another item.
Light clay.
Light clay.
Light
It's an item
clay?
that extends the duration of Reflect and Light Screen.
one part of it, like the creature itself, kind of looks like
Level.
decayed or almost like statuesque, and then there's a lot of life because of the green. So
So with it over its eyes, we're talking about the actual moss like acting like a lens. So like it can see through the moss, and like they act as like a bunch of teeny tiny lenses over its eyes, kind of.
In the same way that that Sableye can see through those crystals
Uh-huh.
somehow.
Yeah. You can see through,
Well, I
but it
started
doesn't
with the
make
idea
sense.
of a regional Sableye, but then it became a convergent Sableye. So
Yeah, what I really like about this thing is that you can really see the two different things, the two different elements. So you can see the little hobgoblin, then the item inserted into it, which blends in perfectly. Awesome.
thank you. Yeah, so I'm happy with this one. But it
Nice.
is a relatively simple concept and simple design.
But damn, look at that speed. It's so slow. Poor
This next one is
thing.
going to be a little bit more complex. So the absorb bulb, I was struggling to think of something that could be another like regional form, right? But then I realized that the absorb bulb looks a lot like the actual bulbs of flowers called camas.
wow.
It's a very pretty bluish purple flower, and with those yellow, I don't know plant anatomy, but the little things on the tips of the stems.
Stoma, I believe.
It made me think of another dark and ghost type, so I liked that as well, just for them to be paired. So here is
Ah, Spiritomb. Get the head upside down. Well, I think it's upside down. Could just be face up. Okay, now it's face up.
Wow.
Ooh.
Oh,
Sep-
look at the shiny. It's white. Nice.
to bloom. This Pokemon filters dirty water with its roots. Scientists have identified 108 toxins in its petals. People raise meadows of these Pokemon near polluted water sources to provide drinking water for their communities.
108. Gotta love the reference.
Yep.
Okay, I see
Just
the
like
face.
the
I see the
reference
petals
material.
reaching out. Like this is what like Glimmet could have been.
I can see that.
In,
Yeah.
right? Wow. Okay, nice colors. The Spiritomb connection is so visible.
Yeah. Just a little bit of kind of yellow on those Thamen. Is that what they're called? I don't know.
Maybe,
Whatever.
yeah.
Maybe
The
that
plant
was-
doodle things. Yeah, getting that face in there, like the eyes and the mouth. That's perfect. That's so good. And get it to pop.
Thank you. Yeah, the face was something that I kind of iterate on a lot in order to get to something that I was happy.
Yeah, for sure. Like, it's so smart. I guessing this is a convergent Pokemon as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah, like it's perfect. The fact that it's
that does make
mimicking,
sense.
it's sort of mimicking a Spiritomb, but you can see the Spiritomb, but then you can also really see the item plus the other Pokemon. Incredible, incredible.
It's just kind of slick that the bulb is like the keystone. Like they anchor it
sure.
in a good
Yeah,
way. Yeah,
just
that's great.
plop. There it
Yeah,
is.
the shiny for this one is based on related plant called the Death Camas. The Death Camas, it looks quite different from the Great Camas, but the bulb, Camas bulbs are edible, but the Death Camas bulb is deadly. And they look very similar, and so you have to be very careful when you're harvesting to not get those bulbs mixed up. So that's why I use that for the shiny, and that's also partially why Septibloom is a poison type as well.
Got that ghostly connection with death potentially, you know?
Yeah.
Wow, I don't know. I mean, green and purple goes well together, but the shades you got feel very soft. It
Yeah, the style that I tend to draw things in is heavily inspired by Pokemon, and in particular like Gen 2 kind of aesthetics.
Ah, that
So,
makes sense.
I'm glad that it still has
That'll
a Pokemon
explain the
look.
art stuff.
oh yeah, 100%.
For sure.
All right, I think that's all for me for now.
Groupie.
Oh wait, did we say who's next? Is it me? Me? Okay. All right. I'm gonna say some words real fast.
Oh, looks like everyone gets 2. Okay.
So, I'm gonna keep my item a secret for now. I only have one item in evolution line. So the first stage, I'm mainly gonna use the color palette, but beyond that, I kind of want to see if you guys can pick up on maybe what it is. It is a bug line, and I wanted to
Okay.
kind of evoke some of the classic cocoon caterpillar Pokemon a little bit.
Shed skin?
And then there's a whole thing where it like drains energy. It's like an energy draining thing. So there's like a little touch of like vampire Dracula
Blah, blah, blah.
stuff in it as well. But it's mainly just the color palette is shared with the thing. Okay, so what do I? So I'm gonna keep my item a secret for now, and I'll just be using the color palette to start off. So this is a 2-stage bug line, and I wanted to evoke some of that, classic cocoon and caterpillar Pokemon energy. And as it is an energy draining Pokemon, it will also be pulling in a touch of Dracula. I'm fighting the color palette a little bit, but for reasons I'll get to, I need this little bug to ride the line between being a dark type and, well, not. Because, spoiler alert, it never quite gets to be a dark type. Alright, we got Grumpiller, a little cocoon Pokemon.
This is so cute. This why
Oh,
it's
look at that
baby
shiny.
Giratina. Like, what am I?
Yes, that is what it is.
I think I know which item it possibly is.
Oh, yeah?
I
is
think a
it?
Revive, possibly.
No, yeah, it's a weird
Oh.
item. It's a weird item.
Is it an item you made up just like Libris did, or
I would never stoop so low.
never? Okay, good to know we have some integrity around these.
Okay, it's not based on a revive. It has the ability Shed Skin, so...
So yeah, he's a little caterpillar bug guy. He's grumpy. He's not a dark type. He looks like he could be a dark type. This is like one of those designs and the evolution where like it's kind of right on the edge of it could be. You could justify dark type, but there's a reason why I'm not giving it, and it's a little more apparent in the evolution. But yeah,
It is very cute. I love the hood that like has the little ears.
It's
It
too
is
cute
really
for its
cute.
own good. I love bug Pokemon. I say it all the time. I've designed a few. I am stumped, but I don't care. I love this little Giratina guy. I don't know what he's supposed to be. I have no idea what he's supposed to be.
okay.
Yeah, I mean,
So he evolves. I'll let you know. He's a caterpillar cocoony thing. He's the item in question. You know what? I'm not even gonna say it yet. Whatever. You guys can guess.
Oh, come on.
It is a vampire moth, which I didn't really know a whole lot about. Vampire moths they basically evolved. Proboscis? Is that what butterflies have?
Proboscis.
Moths have?
They're
Proboscis,
tubes,
thank
right?
you.
Their mouth.
They're little
tube thingy.
tubey mouths.
Yeah, proboscis.
Except for theirs are rigid, and they originally evolved them to like stab fruit and drink the fruit. But now there are quite a few species that like actually drink blood, like a mosquito. So now it is a vampire moth. And as you can see from the sketch,
Oh, that's what the item is. A DNA splicer. Oh. Who would have thought of that?
it took me quite a while to land on a silhouette that didn't feel too much like just the item, the DNA splicer. And instead, I used the shapes to build off of it, enough for it to be its own thing. It also just happened to work out that the beak
Whoa, never thought of
got
that.
to be yellow, so it looks very bird-like, since vampire moths often look and fly in a similar way to hummingbirds. In the end, it is a pretty menacing moth. This
Oh,
is
bug
it.
flying.
It is
Okay.
about draining blood. I didn't want to go the mosquito route because I've done like a mosquito design before. So it's a vampire moth, drinks blood, steals their DNA.
Yeah, it's a DNA
And-
splicer.
Yeah.
Oh. New ability, Splice. After attacking an opponent, change the secondary type to match the attacked Pokemon. But what if it's a 2-type Pokemon? Do you just get its primary type, or do you somehow get to choose?
This
Probably
is
not.
actually so insane. The movement, the shapes, the rendering. Like, my mind is blown. This is so beautiful. What the hell is this?
Vampath, the draining Pokemon. A Grumpiller who has been forced to use its horn to drain enough energy from others will develop a taste for it and evolve into this terrifying flying bug. After attacking, Vampath is able to incorporate their opponent's typing into their own body. Researchers in the Unova region use this Pokemon as inspiration when
When
developing the
developing the
DNA
DNA
splicers.
splicer.
So the fun
Yep.
thing is, so he's bug flying because he flies, right? But I gave him a weird ability that kind of ties to the DNA splicer, where when he attacks something, it's like he's drinking the blood.
Oh, here we go.
He loses his flying type because he's full of blood in his belly. So he's grounded, and then his secondary type just changes to whatever he fed off of.
I love that
so
idea.
that's our little DNA splicey.
That is so clever, because I was looking through like a lot of these items, and
So it must just change to be the primary type.
like key items or like these special items like what you're describing. I'm like, there's no way, but that is so fun and so brilliant, and I just can't get over this obelisk, like abdomen. The hat thingy is so freaking cool.
I love the face on it. It has this kind of vulture-esque kind of skin flaps below the eyes. I love it.
Yeah,
It ended up being
does
a happy
have
accident that
vulture
it
eyes.
looks bird-like, because vampire moths look like, a lot of them, the way they fly, they look like hummingbirds. So having it lean birdish
what do you
ended
know?
up just being okay with me. A happy accident.
Just very smart. And I can actually, now that I see the item, I know why I got baited into thinking it would be a Re5. I didn't even know that thing was on there. Yeah, it's a beautiful design.
I can't stop gushing over this thing. Yeah, it looks so clean, so regal, artificial feeling, kind of like the DNA Splicer was what, like obviously man-made, right, created type of deal.
Yeah.
I'm just so impressed by like the shapes and movement happening, like that top,
Yeah, same.
that hat kind of deal. Even with the antennae, looks so unique and interesting. And
It's
I'm still
really
seeing
good.
Giratina though. I'm
Yeah,
still
it's got the colors
Color
for it.
palette.
yeah, even the way the eye is set.
It really does. It looks like something that wants to drain your health. Like
It wants to suck your blood.
I feel like if you hadn't said what the lore is, like we'd still get it because it's right there in the design. Like we can see what it does.
Big spiky butt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Spiky spikes. Drain your blood. Yeah.
I love
Yeah,
it.
this was a fun prompt. That was a good time. All right, who's next?
All right, who's up next? Happy game on Nick. Show us what you got, Nick.
Well, this challenge was, I think, maybe one of the most fun ones, because one, you had to think about the multiple designs that were possible. I was thinking like Amulet Coin to Big Nugget, Prism Skill to Dragon Skill, Big Root Energy Root, but I decided to go for one which isn't on the nose that the items are connected, but they sort of also have something in common. This might be the prompt I had the most fun with. I had a blast trying to come up with all sorts of different combinations, but one struck me with the most positive vibes. For my first Pokemon, I decided to make a creature based on the Eviolite. My goal was to make a little golem dude made out of the materials of the Eviolite. I wanted him to
Ooh.
look cute, and I think I've succeeded.
Damn right you did.
Here is my first one. Here is Eviolix, the hard skin Pokemon.
The colors are so fun and cute. And the eye, wow, I love the rendering on the eye there.
And you can guess on which item it is.
I'm glad that's not the item I chose. I considered it. I considered Eviolite and Everstone. I'm guessing that's your second one. It was high up on my list of possibilities. I'm glad I didn't do it. This is very cute.
Yeah.
Very cute.
Yeah, this is
I
very
just
nice.
thought like Eviolite, it's probably like a smaller Pokemon, and how can I make this into the stone into a Pokemon? I thought like Golem-like, and I went in a cuter route.
Yeah,
Very
his little
cute.
gummy mouth is just very cute. He's gonna come up and gnaw on you a little bit. Yeah.
He has a gummy mouth, but he
Nom.
looks like an entire tooth in itself.
That's true.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
totally calculated.
But so then let's tell the viewer then what the item does in case they don't know.
Both defense and special.
The Eviolite pretty much just boosts the special defense of any Pokemon that has the chance of evolving. So you could put on a full state mon that can evolve into a second state, and it will boost its special defense until the Pokemon evolves.
Defense get a 50% boost if the Pokemon is capable of evolving.
So with that in mind, you're saying that if we use toothpaste on this tooth, the defense of the enamel is increased. Dude, this is the storyline of the Pokemon. This man is big brain working for big dentists.
My mom is dentist, so it fits.
Oh, there you go. See, the conspiracy unravels. 4 out of 5 dentists recommend this Pokemon.
4 out of 5.
Well, I'm curious now.
Is the lore that this Pokemon, like, is this Pokemon the Eviolite itself, or does the Eviolite, like, come off of it?
I have the Dex entry, so if you would like to listen to that.
Of course.
This Pokemon's body consists of hardened substance, making its skin surprisingly durable. It wanders around caves, fighting along smaller Pokemon, serving as a defensive ally to those who value its help. Despite that, it desperately searches for more power, wishing to help others with not only defense, but also astonishing might. It appears that this Pokemon is the source of the Eviolite item. So, it's more or less like chunks that fall out of this Pokemon. That is the Eviolite.
He sneezes real
Oh.
hard. Like,
Okay, that's better than them dying
bad.
and picking
I
up
know.
the carcass.
Yeah. It's just small
But do you see how big this thing is? It's like, yeah, this is an Eviolite. Right here, Eevee, carry this. Clunk! Like, hey, Eevee, you evolved into a ghost type. Oh my god.
It is a pretty big Pokemon, so it's like if the Eviolite was that size,
Oh,
I
it
don't
is,
I don't know how many Pokemon would be able to carry that around.
So indeed, I did decide the Eviolite in Everstone. So it
Ah,
was kind of
okay.
like my first thought for this line would be a golem turning into a golem. Like, I don't know if you are familiar with League of Legends, like Galio. It's like a big golem, and I wanted to like use stones in the design and parts Eviolite, so you could see both of the two things coming together. For the evolution for Eviolix, I thought it would have been cool to incorporate our second item into the design conventions we used for the first stage. Our second item was the Everstone, which is connected with the Eviolite through their evolution mechanics. The design itself was straightforward. This version had to look like it could actually take and do a punch, while also holding on to its goofy look. We basically achieved this by adding the Everstone as
It's like Zog from that Astro Boy movie, the animated one, you know.
armor, and by giving him a sturdier look in general. Here you have Everix, the hard armor Pokemon.
So the Everstone,
Damn, that is a big jump.
the armor.
Eviolix was purely made out of Eviolite substance, and this thing got the armor, which is the Everstone, connected through the evolution gimmick thingy, and he still has like the white spots of armor as well, but his body isn't as hard as it was in the first stage, so he protects it with the Everstone, and that's the lore behind this Pokemon.
he's big.
Oh, wait, no, okay, no, that would be, hold on. That would be interesting, like, normally an Everstone stops a Pokemon from evolving, but in this case, if you give it an Everstone, it evolves into this. I like it.
Sorry, I was just like, he's
Yeah.
a big boy.
That's just my idea, probably not what he intended.
Oh,
I like that.
I can just imagine that walking around and like shaking the ground with every step.
Fun kind of hulking because I mean the different pieces of it kind of levitates, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So just something that is that big and imposing, but like almost less corporeal and less connected. It's a good
yeah.
juxtaposition.
Yeah, like why I did that, because I feel like the Eviolite is sort of a mystical item, so I wanted to add something mystical to this design as well. So I didn't just want to make another like rocky golem, but something deeper. Like the Eviolite is a mystical thing, which makes this Pokemon be able to pull that off as well.
if I'm thinking about the world element and it's living in caves or, any kind of like hard terrain, it's going to stand out. And it's
I can
probably
feel it, like, on
got the
mountains.
mass, the defense, the actual ability to, survive against anyone that could try and take it down, even if it's cute and cool.
See it as like it doesn't have to be aggressive because it's big enough to just kind of shrug off whatever anyone tries to throw at it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's just big.
I was gonna say, I could see something with this concept, playing around with the item that, if a Pokemon can evolve, it utilizes it to boost itself. But what if another Pokemon uses that very item, this very concept of either stopping evolution or helping a Pokemon that can't evolve, and then adding that into the mix, and that's how this creature evolves. Maybe it's two
Boom.
separate entities.
You're building out my entire character. I'm done.
Expansion!
Right, Bonnie, you're up.
Alright, and here we go. The host of the show.
So I ended up bouncing around a few items trying to find more iconic ones like the Pokeflute that could potentially carry the design and just be identified.
You know, I'd actually like to see the XB shell be turned into a Pokemon. That could be cool. Maybe it's like some kind of steel cable Pokemon, almost like a steel spider.
Viable off rip. However, the main focus was to tie in an animal that could be organically woven into the design, and so I found one that became the focus for a 2-stage line, and I suppose we can just jump right into it. Strong design can tell people of a Pokemon's type, battle ability, personality, and of course,
the
their
Rocky
source of
helmet.
inspiration. For a prompt
And
like
of course
this,
it's a
where we
Rhino.
use items to usher in a fake mon design. How clear should we be with the source material? Should it be incorporated directly, or should it be translated in a more organic way? Of course, I knew I wanted to make a really cold design, and despite a rocky start, I landed on an organic design to set things in stone.
Rocky,
Hello,
get it?
Minecraft.
Minecraft are hard workers that enjoy digging for almost any reason. This has made them excellent companions for
Oh,
hikers
now that's a little cutie. Hey, this is like the Rhino version of Hippowdon.
and construction workers, and their discovery in days long past set off several Gold Rush eras that led to the discovery of various evolutionary stones, nuggets, and even oil fields.
Ooh, a
In the
black
modern
shiny.
day, these Pokemon are rare and protected, and Minecraft that feature unique ore along their hide are especially off limit for capture. Now, I want you guys, it may be obvious, it may not be. I mean, when I was looking at a lot of the items...
Yeah, I know it is
Rocky
Rocky Helmet.
helmet.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you know what? All right, whatever. Okay,
all right.
whatever. I saw the Rocky helmet, and I'm like, a trainer giving their Pokemon a hard hat with rocks on it for some reason. I started thinking about Pokemon that would fit that, and so the Rhino became a very clear choice with their hardy, exteriors. I was like, yeah, the Rocky helmet. Okay, he's a little excavator, and he can protect his noggin. I was like, okay, the yellow is a big part of it. I don't want it to be a clear
fits.
construction hat. So I was like, I'll do this kind of layers of earth type of deal and kind of squeeze a little yellowy orange in there to sell that.
The yellow with the rocks on top of it, that was
Yeah.
the dead giveaway.
Yeah. And because, part of me was actually trying to lean away into a different color. And I think it would have still worked. And I could be like, this is the natural version of a creature with a Rocky helmet.
You justify
Yeah,
the
I could
yellow,
see that.
like the strata,
Yeah, yeah.
like just makes it feel very natural, even though it could be
Yeah.
a very jarring color.
Yeah, I played a lot with the colors, and obviously you can see with the shiny, I just wanted to make kind of like this very true to form Rhino. Ideally, the story,
Very
the
nice.
storyline for these guys is that we have a Pokemon who at times may even be born with special minerals and ore that show through their body, and so they are a protected species, kind of like a
Oh, so you could find one with like maybe a diamond core horn? Oh no, that would actually be really cool. Well, like maybe depending on where the egg hatches, the rocks could have like different types of evolutionary stones in it. And boom, there you go. Could have like an Everstone, Firestone, Waterstone, Thunderstone, a Leaf Stone maybe, and like one of the toes.
nod to actual rhinos out there in the world that are poached for their horns, right? And so in that case,
That was an
any
idea.
variant with like special ore cannot be caught. And so, laying down that, now that
here we go.
Minecraft has been revealed
Evolution.
as the Rocky helmet, let's turn that helmet to full-on armor. Having natural ore going along the head and even showing up through the body establishes the toughness of this creature, and I'll need to dial that up to 11. A mountain range of protrusions will make this Pokemon feel grand and add movement at the top of the silhouette in comparison to its very solid lower half. A pickaxe mouth and horn hammers in the minor motif that acts as an underlying foundation to the notion of this evolution being an amalgamation of all things construction.
Nice.
Mine Crash, the Gold Rush Pokemon.
Oh,
that's awesome.
yes.
Mine Crash feature incredibly beautiful vistas of pyrite and ore along their back, and no two Mine Crash seem to have the same formations of these grand stockpiles. These powerful Pokemon have near indestructible
Oh,
height,
and look, the shiny has diamonds. Ha!
and are able to withstand rock slides and avalanches with nary a bruise while it mines in search of rare
I
minerals
love
and ore.
this.
They enjoy lazy evenings after a long hard days of work by basking in the sun, their backs reflecting the glint of their ore, which can be seen from miles and miles away. So this is a massive boy who continues
Oh,
that
yeah, he'd be
construction
big.
motif. The silhouette reads like a mountain range. even the horn plus the beak of the mouth kind of reads like a pickaxe. So the Gold Rush Pokemon with the fun little parting sift pun for the ability. That is not real gold. You cannot poach this creature. It's just a beautiful finish on his back.
Alright, that's cool. Winning a battle with this Pokemon increases the amount of money earned. It's literally a living gold amulet. Oh, and give it a gold amulet means you get even more. I bet you can't teach it payday, though.
Okay, leave him alone.
Did make me think of like how people poach rhinos for their horns, and that this would make it quite valuable as well. But,
A target.
Wanted to make that connection to the real world, and without like going overboard. I don't know if I did. The gold is kind of a lot, but all the variations and feedback I had gotten was like, no, keep that. Like it.
Good. That gold is
I like
rendered
it.
so well.
beautiful.
Awesome.
Thank you. You know what was tough about it was like and I've been playing a lot of Tears of the Kingdom, and when you see like rocks and ore and whatnot that you can mine, it's very blocky and chunky, and
Yeah,
so
very
I wanted
obvious.
to juxtapose the earlier design in Minecraft. I love the way I got a pattern with the rocks textured across the body, and I wanted to build that out for kind of like an extra hide and then gold peeking through. And so I gotta say, I do like how blocky the chunks kind of work off of each other, but it took a while. It definitely took a while to find the way to render it. I'm glad you like it.
Yeah, this is the kind of Pokemon that would be very difficult to like get off my team. Like if I add it and I start using it and then it evolves, it's like it's a very very
Yeah,
very
it ain't
unlikely
going
that there
any
would
well.
be another Pokemon in the same game that would make me go, okay, I'll put this one away. Nah. This one's staying.
That makes my day. And then I
Hell
also
yeah.
wanted to point out the shiny for you guys, where going into that whole mountain motif, where simplified and kind of switched up the colors a little bit to give the gold kind of like this icy caps to the mountain kind of feel, with the earth below.
Oh.
So another.
Very smart.
It's a snow-covered mountain, not diamonds. Okay, damn.
That is Minecraft, the Gold Rush Pokemon, not real gold, but oh my god, I say these guys gave me so much trouble with the names, like all of the designs. But you know what? At the end of the day, all of our designs speak for themselves.
This is nice.
On Professor's orders, Toasty here to assign the question of the day. Which item from the Pokemon series would you want to see as a fate model? Describe them in full for extra
Put that
credit.
down in the comments, they
Be sure
say.
to comment your reply below by end of day.
You know, I think we'll actually be able to go ahead and cut this off. Looks like it's going to be a recap and then the credits, and that's it. Well, folks, that's going to be the end of today's episode. I hope you all enjoyed it. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Link will be in the description below, and I'll see all you folks next time when we flick on. Peace out.